Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing the Greed's Gambit deck with the Falcon that gives them the Gambit over and over and over again that they will lose a ton of value on. Most of the time they concede right away whenever you kind of pull off this combo. But this got second place in a tournament that took place in Japan. I believe you can find this exact deck on Ash's channel. I saw it as I was getting ready to literally play. I just pulled up YouTube because I like it as background noise. Saw her playing it. I was like, tough looks. tough looks. But Greed's Gambit says whenever it enters the battlefield, we draw 3, gain 6, and make 3 creatures, and then we lose a third of all that value on our end step by discarding a card, losing 2, and then sacrificing a creature. But we can double that up by using Virtue and Knowledge. Basically, we can spend 2 to copy any activated or triggered ability we have, or we can just have us be in play, and then whenever this enters the battlefield, it doubles that as well. So then we draw 6, make 6 creatures, gain 12 life, and then we only lose a 6 of that value every turn. But the way we get out of it entirely is using the Falcon's ability. So for 3 mana, we can manifest this, putting it face down as a 2/2 creature with ward, and our disguise, not manifest. That'll come up in a second. But for a blue and a colorless, we can then flip it face up, giving our opponent any of our permanents. I believe that happens instantaneously, so that trigger will go on the stack. So other than a time binder, nothing can really stop us giving them away. So then we can give our opponent the Greed's Gambit, and now they have that effect on every end step. But one big major thing is right away, if you take anything away from this video, you want to actually play this card on turn 5. I am so used to Foretell and other mechanics like Manifest where you can't really flip it the turn you do it. Maybe Manifest you can, I'm not sure. But I'm so used to foretelling stuff or like plotting a thing where you cannot use it until your next turn at the very least. So this does say when you put it face down for 3, you can actually flip it up the exact same turn you do it. So honestly, it is better to play Gambit on 4 and then Falcon on 5. So you can put it down and flip it up the same turn. So it's a bit weird. I did learn that kind of late and then ended up implementing it in other games. I cut the games where I was playing it wrong, even though I won them. But I just sat there and I played it past my turn when I could have just flipped it. So it was very kind of annoying to watch. So with that said, we are going to go ahead and dive into the games. It's a convoluted kind of combo, so I wanted to talk about it a bit more than usual. But let's go play. We can keep. Chair needs to back up. I do know that. My chair needs to get up off me, bro. Yeah, here we are. We're ready. I did learn something while playing this deck, so I had to change. Actually, I had to delete the videos because I was playing it so bad. It was actually quite horrendous. Grixis. Rogue. Blessed Arena, brother. Although, I guess realistically, don't these have reminder text on it of what an outlaw is? So it kind of doesn't matter, right? Let's name Dragon here. But now they'll know what I'm about. But Grixis seems interesting. This isn't Grixis. That's not a mountain. This is blue-black. That's a mountain, bro. Like, the brightest thing on it is, I see the swamp logo. I get it. I'm just saying, in general, I look at that, I see mountain. I feel like that's fair. I flash it in. If it don't get shot, brother. Let me see it. Honestly, we probably wouldn't shoot it. We probably know where to run it. Because against Kaido, we want the stuff to be not uncounterable. We want Kaido to lose hexproof, right? Then obviously we can consult the star charts. That gives them an opportunity to play Enduring, which would be tough. I don't want to do my dragon because I named dragon on Cavern, so they might feel like it's fine. Also, it's a spell. You're going to counter my Fable? Sure, man. I guess so. Sure, you got me. Cute trick, bro. Cute trick. They got me. Whatever will I do? Also, shoot the sheriff doesn't work on their land, by the way, because it's all creature types. Sure. Fair, I also kind of forgot that that's how that worked. Also, shoot the sheriff doesn't answer a spyglass siren. So nowhere to run on this. Kind of a bad play by me, but I wanted to get it down why I know for a fact it would resolve. Sure. They do play some amount of counter spells, and this matters a lot for answering Kaido, which is a card oftentimes we just can't beat. So I just wanted to make sure I could beat that. I bind to this one. Yeah. Alright, well, is it... Probably these, I would say. Ooh. Pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Just pass here? Think so. Clearly have something they want to flash in. I think they're trying to get a big enduring curiosity turn. Or they have another Tidebinder and they're hoping to hit me with another Fable, I guess. Tidebinder would also cancel this, which is quite crazy. This is a weird match. Yes. When I know what this list is. Exile target card from a graveyard. Investigate. When you sacrifice a clue, you may have become a conscious. Okay, sure. Here. Fine. Huh. We actually wanted them to flash in Kaito because, again, nowhere to run to play. The Hexproof is gone. We can remove it. I'll behold. I'm black. Here. Girl this. Sheriff is kind of a dead card. Weirdly enough. I'm going for it. Could definitely Tidebinder this trigger, and it would cause a lot of problems. Oh, they don't. That's pretty nice of you. What is their hand? Obviously, unless they've seen the challenges and stuff, there's not a great chance that they really know what we're on. Solve, discard a card. What card should I discard? The land's good. Shoot the sheriff is quite frankly bad. That's just here for now. With the Greed's Gambit under my control, I don't really encourage myself to lose that. Sure. Can we get them to tap out? We called their bluff on any counter magic, so it feels like there's a good opportunity they tap out here. I might make it even so good for them here that they have to flash in Enduring Curiosity. No blocks. Just nothing, huh? Yeah. Sure. Now we can just play some combat tricks. You can kind of do it at any point now, right? It says any time, so what we can do is we can flip it, give them the gambit. Oh. In the turn. Then we can bounce it, I think. So make them pay the ward. I now flip this. Right. I go great opponent. Oh yeah, because I have full control mode on. You can gain this and this because I want to draw an extra card, right? So that resolves. Oh, I guess that's actually really bad. I mean, it's whatever. I forgot to gift the tap fish for this, but I'll take a draw too here. Yeah, now you do all those. I do lose my creature, and they do keep this because I'm a moron. But I was like, oh yeah, I'll just into the Flood Maul, give him a fish. But the draw is also nice, right? Sure. There's 7 of them. Exile target creature, planeswalker, search controller. Pretty good one. I will do that here. Preacher, only card in hand. Those are gone. I don't really need to see their library. I know what they're playing. I could go for greed here. But I'd much rather shoot the sheriff their land here, I think. Oh no, the sheriff has been shot. The top binder play at the very beginning was a good play. I don't know, I was annoyed by it for some reason. I immediately got angry. I was like, yeah, dude, I hate this card. 2 mana, I have the interaction, so I'm getting rid of this. Alright, I have the mana to pay for it. Shoot the sheriff on their land. Take all hopes and dreams away from them. And we move on. Might as well get our... We could have went for Fable Passage, to be honest, but... Pause. Hello? Tell me how you're feeling. Feels like there's some drywall not safe somewhere. If I copy this, do I get the land? Because I don't... Sacrifice... I don't know. I'm going to try. I actually don't know the answer. I felt like at one point I knew it didn't work because of the rule of the way, like, you have to sacrifice a land for it, I thought. Because you didn't sacrifice this land, you didn't get one. Do you actually? Is there a rule like that I'm thinking of? Does anybody know? Chat, does anyone know? Dude, I've come to grow to, like, hate the... Yo chat, hey chat. I used to say it at the very beginning because I was really uncomfortable recording. And I felt like saying, I just, you know, most people say it. And it made me feel like more comfortable like talking out loud and talking through things, weirdly enough. So I used to be like, hey chat, you think this is good? But now I hear it and I just want to throw up, to be honest. It's not that egregious, I promise. However, here though, I do think my plan... No slick shot here. I do feel like my plan should be... Play second gambit. Counter their spell. Because I do have a dragon, right? Counter their spell and then double give them gambit. This is like the weird matchup where I can actually afford to wait. We'll go for big punchies. Deadly cover up's obviously getting... Sure, that resolves. 2. Obviously I have no way to immediately pick this up, but okay. Here, obviously the tapped one, and then deadly cover up will be the other choice. Kind of weird how good against creature matchups I feel. You always feel like a a deck with this card in it, your creature matchup would be abysmal. Weirdly, we're fine. Is this 2 mana for the Lightning Strike? Word it up. Word it down. You can now have these. These are yours to own. You can enjoy those. They are yours and yours alone. And I'll just pass. I got nothing to do. I got nothing to do but sit there, watch you play Greediest Gambit like a buffoon. Greediest Gambit, mono red doesn't even make sense. It's such a cool thing to do to someone. Like, honestly, the player, when you have this done against you, you feel like the world's against you. You're like, dude, what did I do to deserve somebody handing me this card and telling me I have to play with it? Especially two. But we don't care. It's like we're putting people through misery right now. I'll keep, I guess. Because we have quite the heavy removal hand. Typically we want to fetch a blue, but here I think it has to be a black. Fortunately. I think we're against blue-black for like what feels like the 40th time today. Where I've been playing against blue-black so much recently. Everybody's just like prepping for the VV man. Oh, never mind. Omniscience. When this enters, return target creature enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sure. Semi seems like an ideal matchup. Not really. Falcon don't need because I already have one, obviously. So we play this island. They go. Something like a Kona and I can get to the end. Are we reanimating these? Return target creature enchantment card from a graveyard to the battlefield. Yes. That's what we're trying to do, right? Gotta be Omniscience, I believe. Look at that. That's probably just that as a backup, right? Most likely just Omniscience that they're trying to bring back. What else would it be? Why else would it be? Just doing this now. We have to find a land. Which does suck. Is what it is. But as long as Omniscience doesn't go in that graveyard, I couldn't really care less what they put in there. All my removal was just bad. Sure. I'll allow it. Need 2 more mana for Deadly Cover Up. They have nothing that great in there, I don't think. I could counter this. I might as well since I have to discard a card anyway. I understand they can reanimate something here, but putting my bet that it's Omniscience, obviously, and unless they have Omniscience in that graveyard, I'm not really budging on what I want to do. I can just cast Deadly Cover Up in general and exile these, maybe. Maybe they tap out again. It'd be awesome if they're like, you know what? I'll just double Prankster. One time, please, bro. Turn target artifact card from your graveyard or battlefield except its vehicle. It becomes an artifact creature. When this enters, return target creature enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. When this enters, destroy target non-creature permanent. Then the spacecraft deals 4 damage to each creature. Destroy target non-creature permanent. Okay. Oh. Yes. Is there only way to bring stuff back? No. You're not. Return. Might as well remove the prankster, I guess. This spacecraft enters, huh? Weird one indeed. That feels like a combo to me. That's deadly cover up. Do this. I'll exile them all. Just to make it easier if I deadly cover up later. But, alright. Here's the Omniscience. And Tune Up is the new card that they have. Return graveyard. Return target artifact from your graveyard. Okay. 2 No More Lies is the only thing I really got to worry about. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, because when this enters, destroy target non-creature permanent, then this deals 4 damage to each creature. Means it can blow up my land. But I'm not super thrilled about. I can end them if they ever turn it into an actual creature. It does require only 5? Yeah. Fair enough. There's an Omniscience. And the one card we read can only return an artifact. Omniscience is out of the cards, it seems. Kind of the thing when you play against a deck you're not really super familiar with. Now, obviously, they're going to isolate one of my lands, which totally makes sense. That's the 4th copy of Nowhere to Run. No copies of Greed, by the way. I just need that thrown out there sometimes, you know? Guess I'll pass. I think my plan is if they play like a River Regent, right? I plan on ending this. Sure. Have a lot of dead cards, man. No More Lies is again a card they could play. Go for a prankster? Sure. Status station of all time. It will technically do it. Thinking No More Lies is in hand, so I am a little nervous about it. Yeah. Uh-huh. I think that's just my game plan. I don't have another game plan. There's another prankster? Sure. There is. No More Lies goes into the bin. My mana's a little bit tight. So if they grab No More Lies, obviously now I have to play around that. It does suck, but what it is. Tap lane, sure. Omniscience is also, I feel like, on the table at some point here. 10, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next turn. I could just cast one if they want. At some point, I hope to Greed's Gambit. That's Nowhere to Run. Oh, man. It's a sad day for Nowhere to Run. Nowhere to Run give it anything? It doesn't, right? Because it makes its power -2, so it doesn't have any power to technically pay into this, which is quite funny. I'm going to do River Regent on their end step, kind of forcing them to No More Lies it then. If for some reason they were to tap out and I would get good value, I might do something. Oh, Confounding Riddle. Did I just skim past this? Probably. I probably wasn't even looking for it, to be honest. I quite thought that card may have rotated. Our opponent milling themselves out of the game, kind of. Sure. Have a tap fish. Oh, they have nothing. Oppose me. Discard a card. Nowhere to run can probably go away. So 2, 3 can go into this. Here, tap, sack, solve, swamp, deadly cover up. Would like to take your omniscience away. Ooh, opponent first. Bad hand. We'll just get ran over. It's fine. Life gain? Life gain. Okay. Well, it's not a creature hitting me right away, so that's pretty dope. Have nothing. You'll play nothing. You'll play in a Johnny Pride band. The sheriff can shoot it. Sheriff has been shot. That's pretty good for us, though. Sure. There is a creature that is very important to shoot the sheriff, but that is not it. Just a cat, right? Cat soldier. Soldiers aren't outlaws. You can't trick me. I refuse. Alright, well, we're having pretty good odds. Like, of course, life gain isn't necessarily here to be the fastest deck in terms of winning with taking your life total. They tend to be the fastest deck winning by taking, like, your opponent's chance to win away because it can't do anything with said life total. Now, can a Shelter by Ghost do some damage here? Yes, that's why we're not going to Greed's Gambit right now. Shelter by Ghost ruins our entire day. That's a 3/3. Might as well know where to run with that trigger on the stack and answer both these creatures, right? So then the thing becomes, so nowhere to run. Remove. Virtue. Copy, nowhere to run. Remove. We'll take care of both of those. They'll go to a good home. And then we're just going to slam this. And the reason we slam this is if they do Shelter by Ghost my Greed's Gambit, is at least after I draw 6 cards. Or here. That's a land. Where to run? You're 4/3. I like how the other one triggered. Greed's Gambit. Drawing 6. Drawing 6. It's a lackluster 6, but it's a 6. Get rid of the basic. Don't really need it. Cavern probably is honestly worse. No bird. Big damage. No whammies. Oh, they can make a 1/1 actually here. But that's fine. That's fine. A 1/1 does indeed do something. Gains them actually swings 3 life in their favor, which is crazy. Could I have milled them? Maybe not. Am I gonna? Absolutely. Sacrifice one of my birds. Now we're just like a couple of cards away. Sure. Can't really do anything about this. Another land. Sure. Do this. Big ones. End the turn. Land, of course. Creature, of course. End the turn, of course. Now they can make a creature and move all the counters, but the reason we didn't really care is because we get to nowhere to run, blow up like everything. Just fine. Yeah, put all the counters on it. Now put a lot of counters there. Yeah, yeah. I don't have enough. Comes nowhere to run. Trigger, trigger, and trigger here. We'll just land to discard to our stuff. Yeah. Down to 3. End. I will say, drawing 9 cards would be pretty good right now, considering I've only seen one Greed's Gambit in our top half so far. Or, I don't know. Couple of things, I guess. There's a couple of draws I have that I feel pretty confident that I'd be fine if I hit them. Yeah. Dude, if I lose because I don't find a bird, or I get Greed's Gambited out of the game, I can't find like a Greed game. Lands in my right. Yeah, I can't activate it. That's crazy. All right, we go first. We're going to keep this hand. We're actually going to wait on our Fable Passage, which is a little bit against the grain. But the thing is, if I find an island of some sort, which I do, so we get rewarded for it, right? The thing is, the Fable Passage being able to be copied with a Virtue is just so good that I should do it. Use your draws card, discard a card unless you control another creature of power too. Sure. I mean, I'm going to be mana efficient. I'm going to know where to run it. I can't do anything about that. Sure. Pop that. Greed's Gambit. Sure. I'm going to pass. Probably an Arden Reanimator deck. I mean, we'll see a lot here, right? Or we'll see literally nothing. Or we'll see literally nothing. Sure. Pop this. Pursue the Fable. Now we go and get 2 lands. If we rip the bird. What am I supposed to go for? Go for this. If they zombify this, hopefully I can find an answer. I don't know. If I draw a land, I can play this and bounce their whole board to their hand, right? Just do nothing. Maybe they have a get lost. Who knows? Okay. Gambit, who's greedy? The Flood Maul would be best, just to protect myself. Oh, we actually find it. Nice. Playing a land for turn. Ass for turn. I think Greed's Gambit's going to trigger here, so we will have to just discard a card anyway. Do Cavern. Against Orzhov, obviously Cavern isn't that great. We still have to discard. Okay. It's going to be the snake. That would be cool. I haven't seen this card in a very long time. Seems less likely it's a snake now. But sure. Pass. And nowhere to run, I guess. Actually, nowhere to run's really good because of double. It could be because of Virtue. Maybe nowhere to run was bad. Obviously, just going to let this damage happen. I have 10 in comparison to them. Day of Judgment. An interesting play. Okay. Sure. Yes. Cactar Day of Judgment deck. And just when we thought we've seen it all, folks. 3 cards in hand, probably not good enough. Let's go ahead and do this. Force him to do it all over again. This is the other thing about Cactar is it does not have trample. And the end's pretty good. Now we have to do 2 of these. We just do, what, Fable Passage here, and then Basic Island, I guess. Don't want to get rid of any of my Falcons just in case a Deadly Cover-Up comes through and it gets exiled. I don't think I have any in there, right? Yeah, no. So, 1, 2... It's just the Virtues can go, right? Then we can look to bat, give them the 2 Gambits. And honestly, I'm not even entirely sure I care to pick them back up. Especially now that they lost their kind of hand size. Oh, especially now that they lost their hand size. This is a draw discard, I believe. Yeah. And we're definitely in it for the long haul, that's for sure. Chalk this in so I don't really have to do the math. Reward here. Tap here. We turn face up. We say opponent. Quite frankly, you can have both of these. I'll allow it. Then we will just say go. Pass. Right here. You have 2 Gambits to deal with. If you do any creature shenanigans, Kaya. Exile target creature card for, okay, sure. Still hard to see this one.
I like a good fight. Notice I didn't say fair.
Sure.
That's it. You're all done.
Huh.
Stay alert.
Sure. Sure. We're just gonna hold. You now have 2 Gambits to resolve. Yep. Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Go for it. I'm gonna play a River Regent. I'm gonna make them pick up these 2 things, and I'm just gonna force them to keep playing out their turns. Going first, this is our hand. We'll try it. On kind of the last game right now. Don't think Flood Maul's worth 2 damage to hold up, because what's the best thing it does? What, prevent 8 damage maybe? Now the counter spell floating around, I'll play this and hold up. Counter spell, not gonna counter a burn spell by any means. It's more about the creatures in the deck than anything else. Then we just play Tap Watery Grave. We can play a Falcon just as a 1/4, I guess. Not maybe the worst idea against what seems like to be Boros Burn. Maybe Boros token creature nonsense. Yeah, no. There's a couple of things I'm cool to let resolve. That's definitely not one of them. Fear just gives them so much inherent value. Now, this makes me feel like it's the Delnay token deck. Yeah, there you are. Which, technically, I have a feeling that I'm supposed to have a good matchup here. Greed's Gambit, outside of them Shelter by Ghosting, it feels pretty hard to, like, lose to. If I can get it and then do, obviously, everything I need to do with it. Oh, this turn sucks. Hopefully. I kind of want to consult the star charts here. Sure. Deadly Cover-Up does get worse with that veteran happening, obviously. But Boros Charm? What is this? don't know. All right, we're gonna take the risky play, I guess. We are not going to copy this. It's Gambit time. They could play Get Lost. More likely than anything, they play Shelter by Ghost. Then we're going to have to hope to Flood Mullet. Probably giving this card a read for the first time in a very long time. It's a random mythic. The other random mythic from this set is Simulacrum Synthesizer, a more popularly played card. For what can always feel like obvious reasons. I'm gonna burn one of my 2/1s. They are. Sweet. Kind of implies that they might not have like a Shelter by Ghost or anything. Bitter Triumph a bit riskier here. Virtue is fine. Sacrifice creature. Now I kind of have a little bit of a defender here. Say a little bit, but not great. Will they shelter me? I hope not. Obviously, a lot of things fall apart if I get hit with a Shelter by Ghost. Like, for example, putting my bird down and flipping it. Seems like that's their play. Yeah. Which means I have to do this. Indestructible. Interesting. Anything to give indestructible that gives a food when you're an aggro deck seems kind of tough to play, in my opinion, but obviously they're allowed to do what they want. That double attack here, I'm flying off the top shelf at them. We go Dragon. Go face down. Go face up. Like the story of how I met your mother. What? Oh man, it's so late. I'm being oh boy. You guys didn't hear anything. You don't have a way to give that haste, right? I hope not. Bad news. Could be big dead. We could find ourselves edge. You have to sack one of these at instep, so obviously that works a bit against them. We have multiple removal spells that get around Warden, Indestructible, and Hexproof and stuff. Am I dead to this? I don't think so, right? Down to just take 8, I guess. I would have loved to have been able to actually, like, remove one of those. But, fortunately, I cannot. You now must get rid of a creature, a card, a lot of things. We do not... Is this own or control? Activated trigger ability if you control. You may choose... Okay. So, owning doesn't matter. Sure. Fair enough. We are indeed shooting that man. We are indeed exiling these. Another way to give things haste, which is a little bit horrifying. I don't know. Alright, so here we are with the deck list on the outro, and will I say, it worked a lot better than I thought it was going to. You do have to learn a couple of tricks of the trade, a little bit of intel on the brain, you know? For example, a thing I forgot is I played 2 matches and I was like, man, it's so hard to disguise this, play Greed's Gambit, and then flip the Falcon after that. Like, the Falcon never lives. Well, idiot, me being idiot, read the card. You may cast this card face down for 3 as a 2/2 creature with Ward 2. Turn it face up any time for its disguise cost. Mr. Dum Dum. So what that means is we cast this first, and then we do the Falcon on turn 5. Crazy. Sometimes turn 4 if we can do it right. For example, having the Virtue and a Fable Passage is always nice. And we can always just go and dig and grab another land out of our deck because of that. That actually came up quite often. For some reason, I thought that interaction didn't work. I don't know why I thought that interaction doesn't work. But it just felt... I don't know. I just had like a very strong sense that didn't work for some reason. Like I've tried it before and it failed. Maybe I tried it a long time ago when this card came out. And for some reason, it just bugged and didn't let me do it. So, I mean, that could have been that. Or... I just never tried it and I thought it didn't work for some random reason. Who knows? But at the end of the day, this deck is pretty strong. I do think the star chart is good. I am of the opinion that I tend to think that stock up is better, but in best of one, it is a bit better to play this on this deck specifically. Just because if we do have a 2-lander that has both of the combo kind of pieces in it, we don't really want to give that hand up. And we will cast this as 2 mana, look at the top 2, hopefully grab a land. And if neither of them are a land, at least maybe it's a removal spell of smaller variety. Obviously, it could be a bigger card. But at least it might be a removal spell. And if it is, then we can save ourselves a little. And we remove those 2 cards in case there's a land as the 3rd card. So that's kind of the idea there. It's not necessarily anticipate, but it is kind of 2 mana, remove the next 2, grab the best one of the 2 at least, and then the 3rd card will obviously come in. But yeah, it worked out a lot better than I kind of thought it would. I thought every time I played this, it was just going to get blown up. I had a big fear of it, obviously, but you know, giving it to our opponent with the Falcon is obviously really sweet. The only thing is, it was very low at first, and I didn't quite understand how we ever won with the deck. And then it got very good very quickly, and we rattled off a lot of games. There were a couple of boring ones where I just kind of was like, land go from them, and we just kind of stared at each other forever. And I cut them because I just stopped talking in them, and I just realized that it was like 5 minutes in, 2 turns had passed, and I didn't say a word, so I just cut them. Whether I won or lost. But the sideboard's here. The whole deck's here. This is from a Japan tournament that got 2nd place with VV being legal. So it's definitely interesting because VV does play like into the flood malls and stuff. So this feels like a risk. But you can do this and obviously have a lot of success. Deadly Cover Up, also a very cool card. The End, also very cool at kind of making up for a lot of loose ends. This card either goes to playable by a lot or not playable at all. So it's very weird. This is kind of the craft. It's a lot of mythics in terms of mythics that you might never play in any other deck. So do take that into account if you have them because of some reason. Sure, give it a try, you know, run it up. If you played this kind of combo before, Virtue is a very strong piece in this deck, but you most likely will not play these cards in any other deck outside of this, unless obviously you play like Brawl or something. So be aware. Every other card in here, you'll most likely play at some point, maybe other than the End. And obviously not the Falcon, I guess. The Falcon, I guess, is only going to be played in this deck too. I wasn't thinking about it because it's rare. These 12 here, only craft if you're willing to be a meme gamer and you're willing to play a deck that might obviously not be the best for best of one, even though we did randomly start off pretty low, get pretty hot, and then run well. So that's kind of the interesting thing. I think we went all the way through 2. I think I actually have my account up. I can actually pull it up. Kind of curious how it actually went overall. It went pretty bad, and then it went okay. Okay, it's not. Do I not have it counting? Yeah, so like I said, it started off bad, and then it went very good. Wow, it actually weirdly started off good and then went very bad. So I actually had 3 wins, not knowing that this could be, like, forgetting that if I put this in disguise face down, I could flip it up after. So before I even knew this, I had won 3 games. And then I lost 4 games in a row. And went, oh wow, there's the Arena Classic. You win 3, here comes like a lot of losses. They'll see how much you play. But then after that, I learned, and we kind of like took a break. We took a little rest, you know, got to get away from the game after that. And then we ran it back. And from then on, we won 3 in a row, lost 1, won 2, lost 1, won 2. So obviously that's pretty good. And weirdly enough, on that win streak, it looks like we were actually on the draw a bit. So in the 3 of the 4 losses I had in a row, 3 of them were on the draw. And then I got the play for a loss, a draw for a win, a draw for a win, a draw for a loss on the play. So on the play, it feels very, very, very good, obviously. So with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.